Nobody knew why the cameras in Caldwell Enterprises were blinking red that Monday morning. Nobody saw the silent black van parked across the street, where inside a man with piercing gray eyes was watching live footage of every floor. That man wasn't a spy. He was Jonathan Caldwell, the billionaire CEO they all thought had vanished. But he hadn't vanished. He had transformed. For the past 60 days, he'd become a ghost inside his own empire. And now, the test was about to begin. He didn't trust reports anymore. He didn't trust polished presentations or sweet-talking managers. He wanted to see the truth. Who were his real people? Who was loyal when no one was watching? Who helped a janitor clean the floor? And who kicked the mop aside? He lit a cigar, leaned into the screen and smiled. "Let's begin," he whispered. That morning, a new janitor entered the building, limping, silent, ignored. But every camera was now a judge, every hallway a courtroom, and every employee a contestant in a game they didn't even know they were playing. At exactly 7 a.m., the towering glass building of Caldwell Enterprises gleamed under the morning sun, but no one knew that inside, a storm of secrets was about to unfold. Jonathan Caldwell, the elusive billionaire CEO known for rarely making public appearances, had returned unexpectedly after a 2-month absence. Rumors swirled about his health, a secret deal, even a retreat in the mountains. But no one guessed the truth. Jonathan had spent that time watching his employees from behind security cameras, listening to hidden recordings, and most importantly, planning a test that would expose who was loyal, greedy, selfish, or secretly kind. The company had recently been hit with a rumor of layoffs and tensions were high, but Jonathan hadn't returned to fire anyone. He had come to see who deserved a rise. Disguised as an aging janitor named John, with a limp and a scruffy beard, he walked the halls with a mop, watching how his staff treated someone they thought didn't matter. The first test came quickly. Tina, a sharp-dressed marketing executive, brushed past him and snapped, "Watch where you're going, old man." She didn't even look him in the eye. That was strike one. Later that day, Ben, a junior IT guy, helped John pick up a spilled cart of supplies without hesitation. "You okay, sir?" he asked kindly, and even offered him a sandwich from his own lunch. John nodded, making mental notes. Over the next week, the hidden CEO set up elaborate tests. He intentionally lost his wallet near the coffee station. Several employees passed it by, but only Rosa, the single mom from accounting, picked it up and handed it to HR without keeping the wad of $100 bills inside. He watched as one of his senior managers, Daniel, lied about company expenses to pocket a bonus. That night, John called the legal team anonymously and reported the fraud. Daniel was suspended within 24 hours, but still didn't know how anyone found out. The walls had ears, and the ears belonged to the man signing everyone's paychecks. In the cafeteria, John watched Layla, the receptionist with dreams of being a writer, scribble poems on napkins during breaks, sometimes tearing them up out of frustration. One day she left her notebook behind, and he read her words, raw, beautiful, full of emotion. He put it back without a trace. That night he emailed her anonymously, "Your words matter. Keep writing." She never knew it was from the janitor or the billionaire. Then came the ultimate test. A fake memo was leaked saying that the company was going bankrupt. Chaos erupted. Some employees began clearing out their desks, others rushed to apply for jobs elsewhere. But a few, just a few, stayed calm and worked late into the night. Among them were Ben, Rosa, and surprisingly, Layla. They didn't know it, but Jonathan was watching from the security room, smiling faintly. That Friday, an emergency meeting was called. Everyone packed into the auditorium, murmuring with anxiety. The janitor walked on stage, and then, to everyone's shock, removed his wig and fake beard. Gasps filled the room. Some jaws dropped. Jonathan Caldwell stood tall, in his true form. "You all know me as your CEO," he began, "but for the last month, I've been among you, as a ghost in the system, a janitor, an observer, a witness to who you really are." Silence. He turned toward the crowd. "Some of you treated me with respect, despite thinking I was no one. Others," his gaze lingered on Tina, "revealed more than you realized. Then came the reward. Jonathan called forward 5 employees, Rosa, Ben, Layla, and 2 others who had helped quietly behind the scenes. Each was handed a white envelope. Inside, letters of promotion, raises, and in Layla's case, a publishing deal for her poems. With the company's new media division, Tina and Daniel were escorted out by security. As they left, Daniel shouted, "You tricked us!" Jonathan replied calmly, "No, I saw you." The story went viral within hours. News outlets praised Jonathan for his bold move. But the most important result was inside Caldwell Enterprises itself. Suddenly, kindness wasn't just expected, it was rewarded. Layla's poetry was published within 6 months. Ben became head of IT, Rosa paid off her debt and bought her first home. And Jonathan? He kept walking the halls sometimes, not as a janitor anymore, but as a man who knew the truth. Real character shows when you think no one is watching, and sometimes the janitor is the richest man in the building.